People always ask how I balance my family life with 400 shows a year. I'm just doing what I love with the people I love. It's my magic life.
I like Wes Iseli. I like everything about him.
All right. We are by ourselves tonight. We have no guests on the books tonight, but there's a good reason for that. We have someone scheduled, and the person that we have scheduled emailed and said, I am so sorry. I'm still on set. They're doing a movie right now, and they're still on set. What a great excuse.
I know, right? That's a good excuse. I'll take that excuse.
That's a good one. I'll take that. I booked a show last minute. I'll take that.
Yeah.
But being on a movie set, that's pretty cool.
That's a good one.
I'm not really going to tell you anything about who this person is. I'll say it's a guy. It's somebody that I've looked up to for a long time. But I'm not going to tell you anymore. You got to check out next week's episode. It's going to be awesome. But this week it's Natalie and I thought we would kind of recap our crazy schedule. Yeah. If we could keep our schedule going like this all year long, like we can retire in 2024.
Okay, sounds good. Let's do it.
Dude.
If only I had the ability to just do that. But you're relying on other people to book shows, so
I'm not trying to. Natalie says don't talk money, and she's got reasons. Don't talk money, don't say numbers and things.
Yeah, don't.
But I don't think this is talking money. I think this is kind of giving a ballpark. I think we made more last weekend than we made in a month pre-Penn and Teller.
You think we made more last week than we made in 1 month? Okay. Yeah. No, we had a pretty good weekend.
It was a great weekend. I mean, that would be a brag-worthy month prior to 2020.
We had a stellar weekend, and we have another stellar weekend coming up.
And the weekend before was
really good, but not as good as last weekend or this weekend coming up.
Right. Yeah.
So
anyway, if we can keep this ball rolling, we're good to go.
Yeah.
And
February's been a good month, and it used to be like so. In 2019, we had gotten to a point where we weren't feast and famine anymore, which was awesome. But before that, it would be feast and famine, and one of the famine times was January and February. Everybody had spent their money over the holidays, and nobody wanted to book anything for January and February. Somehow we got past that. This year, January it was a little slow, but February has been just rocking and rolling. I like it.
And in the office and on the road.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like so when she says feast and famine, we were still doing 400 shows a year, but I was doing restaurants and I was doing birthday parties and we were doing smaller gigs, but I was doing a lot of work.
But January and February, there weren't as many shows, which means there wasn't as much money coming in.
183 shows June through August, but January through March, we might have had 30.
Right. And so that's where the famine part came. I mean, we were fine. It's just you're pinching pennies more, so you're not having to go into your savings accounts.
It was paying the bills, but just paying the bills. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Or sometimes we had to dip into savings to pay the bills.
Yeah. In the leaner times.
The leaner times. Mm-hmm. But we'd made that money during the summer, so we had it.
Yeah.
But things are good right now. Yeah. Wow, we're doing good. Our podcast is doing good. Our television show is doing good. I made a Patreon exclusive. We had a hangout. I told everybody on Patreon, hey, tomorrow at noon, log on. We're going to do a little Patreon extra. We had one person show up.
Well, it was last night.
It was like 10, 11, 12 at night. I had the idea at 10. I don't think I got to post up till midnight.
So the fact you had one person was, pretty good. But
and it was a work day.
It was last minute. It was a work day, which we can't do a weekend. We're working on weekends. So, but it was lunchtime. So, they took lunch and wanted to be on a Zoom, but that's okay.
Anyway, I was going somewhere with that.
You'll have to plan it out further next time.
Oh, but I made an announcement that, hey, exclusive announcement for Patreon people. Our television show with Red Coral, we booked a 10-year contract.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I'm going to be on TV.
That ain't bad.
For the next 10 years. All right. So, and my friend said, do you have enough content for that? Well, we've been recording since 2014.
Yeah, and we continue recording. I mean, videoed all weekend this weekend, as much as we could. I wish there was just like one more person that wasn't in on like taking care of kids or doing magic shows that could just video, because you could get so much more. You know what I mean?
They charge us money. That's what we don't do it.
I know. But
There
you
is
get
people
so
out there
much
that can
more
do that for
video.
us.
I know, you get so much more video.
And so much more cuter video and behind the scenes funny videos and blooper videos.
Right. Yeah. And just, yeah, the first actual reaction of something that happened this week instead of, oh man, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like later.
Or you
But
wouldn't
anyway.
believe that just happened.
Right.
We have to recap it.
Right.
But yeah,
But
this weekend was crazy. It's been crazy. But 10 years for the thing. How are you gonna make that work? That's where we were.
Yes, sorry.
It's also something called syndication. If we stop at episode 200, it just goes into syndication. You know,
You can do reruns.
Gilligan's Island's been on for how long? Right?
Right.
So, I mean, we get ad revenue if they just stop the show. We stop the show, something happens and
They
go.
might do reruns, yeah.
But yeah, they'll have syndication capability for the next 10 years.
But I think we'll be okay because we have,
We can keep giving them stuff.
yeah, we started way back when, but we also are continuing to record.
And I still haven't really gone back and done like, you know, best of from back in 2014 when Lana was 2.5 years old. I've showed some montages and little clips,
Yeah,
but I haven't really showed nearly all that footage for those people
yeah,
and edited it down.
yeah.
But pretty awesome.
You could do a look back in time or something.
Or, you know, comparing the twins to Lana at 2 years old.
Yeah. It's similar. If you look at the pictures,
Yeah.
yeah, Lana at 2 and the boys at 2. It's really weird.
It's really weird. For me,
It's really cool.
I don't know. It's something with my head, my brain, something. I don't have this ability for little babies. So like, I don't know what 2-month-olds are supposed to do. I don't know what 6-month-olds are supposed to do.
Okay.
I don't know. So I saw that we were at a show this weekend and this 7-year-old little girl was holding a baby and she was doing so great with it that I did like a triple take because I thought it was like a baby doll. I didn't know it was a real.
Well, the baby
You heard
wasn't-
me yell out.
That baby wasn't moving much either. It was just sitting there. And then you blink.
But
And
you
every
heard
once
me.
in a while he turned his head. But yeah, I did.
I
did.
congratulated that little girl. Like,
You
you're
were
a great
great.
big sister.
Yeah.
I thought that thing was fake. But I don't know. My twins, September, they were 2.
Mm-hmm.
So 2.5 now, almost 2.5.
Yeah.
They're still not talking. They're babbling.
Next month.
But they say twins.
Oh, they are talking, but they're talking in their own language. So they will have full on conversations back and forth. Like they have the proper speaking rules. One will talk, then the other will talk. And they even hand gesture like their dad. Use their hands when they talk. And then the other one. And they have these full conversations, and you can tell when they've made a decision because it's almost like they go, okay, break. And they stop their meeting and they go do what they just talked about. They are talking in their own language. I would like them to speak English so that I can understand what havoc they're about to wreak. But apparently that's a twin thing. They have each other. They can understand each other. They don't need us. So they don't care about speaking English. They're perfectly fine with their little twin language.
In their room, she has a full-size mattress and a deluxe playpen.
Giant playpen.
A giant. It's bigger than a full-size mattress.
Mm-hmm.
Well, for some reason, in this thing, they have zippered windows.
Well, it's supposed to be a playpen. It's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be as a playpen, so you can get in and out. I guess.
I don't know. That
The
doesn't make
little
sense.
ones didn't have.
Right. You put
Yes.
kids in a playpen because you want them to stay there.
That's true. I don't know.
This thing has zippered windows and it's different angles, but one's against the wall, so they can't get that one. But the one that's near the like opening to the room, they figured out how to unzip it and they'll do their little talk. Okay. You, and it's like, I'll watch the door, you work on the zipper, and then they break. And then
Yeah.
one goes to the window and looks at the door while the
It's-
other one works on the zipper.
It's always Julian. Julian is always the one to get the zipper open. And Lex is the one that waits for him to get the zipper open.
At the door.
And then, and then they take turns going in and out, getting different things and just messing up.
Getting toys, getting stuffed animals. When we have their bed kind of naked with just pillows, blankets, just so they go to sleep. It's nap time.
Their stuffed animals are out of the bed so that they don't play, but they get out, they get all the stuffed animals in the bed so that they can play.
Well, and that's the thing. It's 2 of them. They don't need toys. They'll just sit there and just poke each other or take each other's lips and go blah, 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 and they'll, or one will go to sleep and one will just start opening his eyeballs, and it's like,
one is sleeping, the other one comes up and is like, hey.
Yeah.
It's just like,
how do you sleep with that? They don't.
Yeah, they don't want. It's
You broke the bond. We said we were staying up today. What are you doing? You can't go to sleep. But anyway,
they're not.
crazy.
They say a few words, like they say milk, they say mommy and daddy, they say hi and bye. They kind of say I love you.
They say eat.
They say eat.
Very clear.
Extremely clear.
Because you have to yell at Lana to eat her dinner
boys
every
know
night.
when they want to eat. They say go because they hear us tell the dog go to get out of the way of the steps when they're going up
Or
and
ready,
down.
set, go.
And it's go. Well, they'll look at Casey when they're going up the steps and they're like, go.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
But yeah, they almost have ready, set, go down. It's more like Eddie. Yeah, Eddie.
Ed.
Yeah, and go. They can say go. So they have a few words, very limited words, but they definitely have their twin language going on.
But the lady from the homeschool group had like a 1.5 year little girl, and she was having conversations.
Yep. But she's a girl. One. Girls talk earlier than boys, and she's not a twin. Twins have their thingy going. The doctor says they're good. We've already had the whole conversation with the doctor. We'll see what he says when we take them in when they're 3. If they're still not talking very much, we may have to do something at that point. But so far, he says they're fine because they have that twin language and they know when we're calling their names. They understand us when we're saying, no, you can't do that. Oh, they understand that.
Get away from the
sure.
TV, because they like to tap on the TV, or Mickey Mouse is on the TV. They want to hold his hand or touch his hand.
Right.
Don't touch the TV and back up.
They understand what we're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. They understand what we're saying. They just don't talk back. So he said, that's good. They have the comprehension. Don't worry about it. They're twins. They have their own language. They have each other. They don't need you. So they don't feel like communicating with you yet. They'll get there eventually. So
some things I just wish they would just speak up. The other night in the RV, and the other night in the RV, he was just wailing, screaming.
Yeah, Julian was asleep and Lex was just pissy.
And I'm like, have you tried drink? Have you tried food? Have you, what can we, turn the lights off? Maybe he's just exhausted, tired, trying to let, he's still screaming.
We have the TV going for him. He has entertainment. He tried to give him toys, but he'd throw them.
Natalie, go out there, just feel him. Is he cold?
Put a blanket on him.
She put a blanket on him, he was out.
Yep.
Dude, if you just told me, you would have done that earlier.
I'm cold. Yes, I know. Use your words.
Golly, I don't want my kid suffering.
Right, exactly. But you try everything: food, water, diapers, fine. You know, he has entertainment. We try and give him toys, talk to him, sing to him, turn off the lights so he can try and go to sleep. No, he needed a blanket. That's all he needed. A blanket. If only that had been number 1 instead of number 20.
Well, this reminds me of something else that we've done since the last time you and I were together. We went to the largest outdoor show in America.
Oh, yeah.
And it was in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. 4.5 hours away, 4 hours away.
We did it all in one day. 4 hours up, 4 hours back, and 6 hours at the place. It's a long day, but it was fun. We had our moments.
All right, so once again, the boys.
Yeah.
They slept all the way there.
Well, we got up early, so
right.
That was good that they slept all the way.
And when we got them there, it was pretty bad. They just screamed. I put them on. I piggybacked them. I put them in the stroller. I tried to hold their hand. Right. Julian seemed to be telling me, "I got this, Dad. Don't touch me. I just want to run." He just wants to run through this enormous trade
crowded, tons of people. Yeah.
I can't let you do that,
dude. He's like, I'm too. I got this. It's okay. I know where I'm at.
And then when I pulled him back, he screamed. I put him in the high chair. Or the stroller. He screamed. Put him on my shoulder. He screamed.
And then
That was
It
a
was like
stressful
they
day.
it was like they would take turns. One would be happy and one would be mad. So you'd have somebody crying at all times.
Well, and then
So-
Julian finally settled down, and then
Lex started up.
he had poop problems.
He had poop problems. He had some major poop problems. And I overpacked diapers. I packed way too many diapers. Thank God, because I had just enough diapers for that day, packing way too many diapers.
And then Natalie started having chest pain.
Yeah.
And then we had 4.5 hour trip home with
Yeah.
that whole stuff that she's dealing with. It was
It was
like,
fine. I was fine. I just
everybody said, Wes, did you have fun?
Calm.
I didn't really get to see much. I'm calming this one down, calming that one down, asking if that one's okay.
Yeah.
And then Lana wants me to go here and go there and go everywhere.
I feel like you and Lana saw more than I saw. Because
I feel like I didn't see much.
I was trying to take care, and I was taking multiple trips to the bathroom, and I was trying to keep boys happy and give them drinks and give them food. And you know what? We did our best. I don't even know if I told you this, but when we got home the next day, Lana was like, Mom, I feel like we had a lot more fun when it was just the three of us. I said, ooh. Well, honey, they're two. Not every day is going to be perfect, but just because we have 2-year-olds doesn't mean we hide in our house. We have to go out and experience things. Sometimes they're going to be better than others, but we'll look back on it and be glad that we went and did it instead of just staying home. And I said, and don't worry, eventually they will get to the age where we can have them walk around and they will hold our hands without trying to run off. And I think that'll be here sooner than later. And so maybe yesterday was a little hectic and not how we were envisioning it, but at least we did it. We did the darn thing and we all survived and we had a little fun here and there, right? We all enjoyed watching the dogs run and jump into the pool. Lana got a couple knives. She loved that. We had a couple peaceful times and it was good.
A couple peaceful times. It was, Lana felt the stress.
Yeah,
Lana
she
could
did.
tell. I mean, because Natalie would take the baby to the bathroom. She took every diaper change to the bathroom, and I'm sitting there with Julian. And Mr. Potato Head was there working his booth, and our friend Mr. Potato Head. And I don't know. I got to see him.
Yeah, you talked to him for a while, and I was crouched down next to the stroller the whole time trying to make people happy. And then I went to the bathroom, and I didn't really get to talk to him much.
Yeah.
But yeah, yes, I changed every single flipping diaper, and then we stopped somewhere for dinner on the way home, and somebody, I don't even remember which one.
I think it was Lex.
Somebody pooped yet again, and I just looked at Wes and I was like, please.
She said, it's your turn, honey. It's your turn. I said, okay, honey, no problem. No problem. And the baby's screaming through the restaurant. Screaming, embarrassing screaming. Kicking and screaming. Dude, it's not like I don't know how to change your diaper. I got you, dude. I go in the bathroom, I open up, I look around. Crap. All the way through the restaurant, there was no diaper changing station in there.
People need to put diaper changing stations in men's bathrooms. Why can't a man go out and take his kid with him without the mom present? Where is he supposed to change the diaper?
What if
You're
there's
not
no
gonna
mom?
you're not right, exactly.
Right.
And you're not gonna lay your kid down on a nasty bathroom floor. So what do you expect him to do? Whip it out at the table? No.
I've done it on a sink ledge before because it had like the wash basin and it had a ledge, but this one didn't even have that.
Wow. Yeah. See,
And the problem with that is they're all wet because everybody splashes all day long.
yeah.
But it's all I had. You weren't with me.
Yeah. And we do have like our diaper bag, the back of it that hits your back does open up and there's a diaper changing thing. But the problem is at the age that they're at and how long they are, you're never going to get their head, their whole bodies on that. So part of them is going to be touching a nasty floor.
Right.
And you don't want that.
Yeah.
So somebody somewhere needs to make it like
a law.
Well, it's just common decency and like, hello, what is it? Common sense.
Right. Right.
There are single fathers out there that have to change diapers, or maybe they took their kids out so that their mom could have a mental health day.
Or maybe it's just it's his turn. Or maybe it's just his turn.
Maybe the mom has changed poopy diapers in one day and just needs her husband to change one.
Not that day, honey.
Not that day.
But I did one today.
Did you?
I did one today.
Oh, thank you.
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. But yeah, so I mean that was a day off, and we went, and it was one of those things where I was talking to Mr. Potato Head on the phone. He's a part-time magician as well, hobbyist magician, and he said, I'm working this trade show this weekend. I start on Wednesday, and I'm working through Saturday, Sunday, and I told Natalie, I said, we got to work like every day, but we are off on Wednesday. You want to do a family fun day on Wednesday? And she said, what is that? I told her what it was. And it's like, I wanted to see it for multiple reasons.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to see it because it's the largest outdoor show. So they had RV stuff. We never found it. They have camping section. We never found it.
They have fishing.
We found that.
The dogs. They had the taxidermy. They
So
had guns. They
so
had
Natalie's chest was hurting, and I went back there for taxidermy.
Yeah.
Because I want an assquatch for my treehouse. I want one. Father's Day's coming up. Somebody help us out.
Oh lordy.
So if you don't know what an assquatch is, they
the ass of a deer.
and I told the taxidermy guy, you don't have one? You're just throwing that end of the deer away.
He just kind of chuckled and shook his head no. But he had a little bit of a chuckle to his
But
no.
Mr. Potato Head said this place should have it. If anybody has it, this is the largest outdoor show. They'll have them.
They didn't have
But what they do, they take the deer's butt
Mhm.
and they turn it upside down. So its tail that usually falls down and protects its hole, it's now this way, and now it's a beard. And the hole, they put lips on the hole, or I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I want it for the treehouse.
It is. This is the only way you're getting it. Is in the treehouse. I love you with all my heart. I let you make the dining room completely magic themed. I draw the line at assquatch in our house. No,
But it's
if
funny.
you can. It is hilarious for the treehouse, not for the actual house.
But they also call them woolly boogers if you want to Google it.
Do they really?
Yeah, but I
Woolly
like
boogers.
woolly booger. But I like Asquatch so much better
Oh,
because it's
my.
like a mythological creature. You know what a Sasquatch is? You ever heard of an
Never heard of
Asquatch?
Asquatch.
And you could show it to them, and they said, "No, I've never seen that creature before."
You've never seen it looking like this. You've not seen it before.
I love it. I love it so much. But they didn't have them.
They did not.
But they did have. They had elephant heads on the wall.
They did huge. I mean, and they weren't real. Right?
On that display, it said replicas.
Oh, that's disappointing. But all the other ones, they had like left.
No, but I'm saying, okay, so they make replica mounted things. Is
But
that
you don't-
better for ethical reasons? If you're going to
Do you
have a
know
mounted
that was
something,
a replica or
I
not?
don't know. I don't know.
Oh.
But I thought it was. I mean, some of the stuff they had there.
It
The
looked
elephant,
it looked very real.
yeah, the elephant just seemed too huge for me. It seemed
Honey, they're huge.
okay. Well, I don't
They
know.
are huge. Elephants are huge.
Yeah.
Think about the one that was at the fair that me and Lana rode.
Right? Yeah.
The thing was huge.
I don't know. Just out of context. Then it didn't have the body with it, so it just didn't look great.
Yeah. Well,
But they had the zebras, and they had
cheetahs and leopards. And
the leopards
lions,
climbing the tree and on display.
tigers and bears. Oh my.
They had some kind of like elk or deer with curly horns that were really pretty.
Yeah.
That
They had a raccoon stealing eggs.
was the best
that
one.
was-
That was
that was
perfect
too
because I
cute.
mean he
Yeah, they put a little egg in his hand and put a little nest of eggs down below him, and it was kind of cute.
they had a display of two bears fighting.
Yeah, that was good.
I mean, think about the real estate you have to have in your house just to put.
Yeah.
That's cool though.
Yeah.
But we really had fun. But Natalie was hurting towards the end of the thing, and she's like, "All right, we got to get out of here. Plus, we're running out of time."
Yeah, I mean the thing closed at 7, and I was asking to leave at like 6:15.
But you got to
Then we
think
walked around and we closed the place down. I mean, it was
This
after
thing-
7 when we left.
this thing is like 12 or 15 football fields.
It was huge. It was huge.
Yeah.
It took us at least 15 minutes just to get from one side over to the place to look to see if they had Asquatches, which they did not. But yeah. Mm.
Anyway, if you guys know anybody that has good looking Asquatches, because there's some silly ones out there and some ones that just aren't good.
He wants good authentic
I
Asquatch.
want one that looks good. I don't want one. They have them as cyclopses. They have them just silly, like with big fat rubber lips. I don't like that. I want something that looks like it could be a creature.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You understand that?
I understand that.
Thank you. Let's get back to show business. So our schedule's been crazy.
Uh-huh.
We did a fundraising illusion show last weekend.
Yeah. Well, it's almost
2 weekends ago. Yeah.
Week and a half ago, or whatever you want to say. But yeah.
We're getting there, and on Eventbrite, it tells you every time a ticket gets sold, I get an email ding. And that thing is ding, ding, ding in the day of the show. And the lady's like, you need to close off ticket sales. You can't sell any more tickets. I don't know how to do that, right? I'm winking at her real hard. Yeah, but I don't wanna. I mean, that's how you make money.
You can buy tickets right up until
the show starts.
Like show starts at 7. You can buy tickets till like 6:59.
Well, and no, I think you can buy tickets at 7 p.m.
Oh,
maybe 7:01. Yeah.
But
so
yeah,
she's saying no, really. I think we've oversold the room. I said, well, it's a school fundraiser, and the people that bought those tickets will be standing up, and they'll be supporting that school. I don't want to tell you.
Standing room only. We did not exceed the occupancy number on the door.
But we didn't know an occupancy number either. When I put it on Eventbrite, I said 1,000 tickets. They didn't tell me how big the room was.
Right. But the thing is, we sold tons of tickets, and they had lots of chairs put out, and they didn't have any more chairs to put out. But the occupancy number was not exceeded. So technically, we could have crammed a lot more people in, but boy, would have been stuffed.
Yeah. Well,
it was full.
And they wanted to put all the little kids in the front on the floor, and that would have been awful.
It would have been awful. It
Yeah.
would have been horrific.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's better for the kids to sit with their parents.
That way the
Just all
parents can
around.
police them. We're not babysitting during the show.
Yeah.
But
Anyway,
but
it was a good show.
We oversold the room. They were standing room only. They ran out of chairs. They
Yeah.
had no more seats for the people.
Yeah.
And that was a fundraiser show.
Good
And
fundraiser show.
we have done that show for the same school 2 years prior, but we did it only over Zoom.
Yeah.
So this is the first time this school's seen us do a live show.
Yeah. Our first time doing it was when the boys were babies.
Yeah. Well, they're 2.
Yeah, I know. I'm just telling you. We did that
Yeah.
not last year, but this is the first live one. They were hoping to do live last year, but something happened. I don't remember what. We ended up having to do Zoom anyway. Or maybe they just weren't comfortable yet having all those people in one room. So we did Zoom last year and live this year. What are you doing?
I'm making sure I can hear you because I'm showing on mine, but when you talk.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me over your things?
Yeah, I hope so. I really hope so.
I don't know what to do. I'm talking normal.
Now it's registering now.
Well, I was talking normal just a second ago.
It wasn't registering.
I don't want to yell.
We have our we're doing the audio podcast and a video podcast. So we're looking at the television, but the recording stuff's behind us. But we have microphones in front of us. I even have this microphone tilted at me. I'm hoping you guys can hear me.
I don't yell. He yells. He yells at you the whole time. I talk nicely.
I project. I was taught in the theater. In 3rd grade.
Well, in our theater, they gave us freaking microphones. So
I was classically trained. Anyway, so that was awesome. So we oversold the room. It was a good night.
it was really good night. And they were a really great audience.
Where are we going to sell magic that night, Natalie? In the back of the room?
We were going to sell it in the back of the room, but they had to fill up the whole room with chairs. So we had to go out in the hallway.
There was literally no room in the
which was
room.
fine to be out in the hallway. It was right next to concessions, so people were going there anyway. But we were planning on being right there in the back of the room where people were coming in and out the door to see the show. High traffic area, but it was high traffic area anyway in the hallway. It was
good.
fine.
It went good.
Yep.
This week we have an illusion show. I had to look at my notes here, and they didn't.
Well, you didn't talk about finish the last week.
What?
Because after that, the next here.
Oh, okay, yeah. All
Yeah.
right, so
Finish up that weekend.
well, go ahead.
So we did that on Friday, and then the next day we had 2 shows. Am I allowed to say this?
Yeah.
Okay. We had 2 shows at Child Help.
If they want to donate, you can donate to Child Help. I think it's .org.
Okay. And they always have a Valentine's party. And so we did a couple shows for them for their Valentine's Day party. And then the following day was a late booking, which, you know, is fine. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. This time it worked out because we have never had a show on Super Bowl Sunday as long as I've known you. No one has ever booked a show on Super Bowl Sunday.
I've done a show or a couple shows before her, but not
Okay.
since her.
Not since me. I haven't done a Super Bowl.
And when I
Sunday.
was doing restaurants, I used to have to do that Sunday morning. That
Oh,
wasn't
well.
a problem at all. Yeah, but that was before
But
you
this
too.
was, how far away was it? 3.5 hours?
It was 4 south.
It was, okay, 4 hours south. It was down south of Roanoke, if you know where that is, in Virginia. And it was just a family get together, family party. They wanted to do a little family party, but they wanted to do it mid-afternoon so everybody could go home and watch Super Bowl. That's great for all of them that live right there next door. We had to go 4 hours home and we didn't get to see the Super Bowl except for the last quarter.
I think the show
That's
was
okay.
over at 3.
No, I don't think it started till, no, I don't think we were out of there until like 4, because I don't think it started until, I don't know. Anyway, I don't think we were out until 4 or so, maybe 3:30. But then we went and Willow had to go home for the week for whatever reason. I don't even remember anymore. And so we were going right past Roanoke, which they live near Roanoke. So we met my dad for dinner, and then he took Willow home. And then we continued on for another 2.5 hours from there.
And we got to see the last,
Quarter.
yeah, I
It was
guess
the
it was
last-
the entire
yeah.
last quarter
It
of
was
the
the
Super
last
Bowl.
quarter of the Super Bowl.
That's all we got to see.
Good quarter. I liked it.
From what we saw, it
Yeah.
was awesome, but we didn't get to
Quarter.
see.
Apparently the whole game was really good.
Yeah.
But I forgot. I had all these great plans. I was like, I'm going to record it before we leave. I'm going to DVR it. But it's so, I should have done it the night before. You know, because it's so hectic getting up, getting myself ready, making sure Lana's up and getting ready, getting her hair done, getting the boys up and getting them changed and into clothes and getting in. Nowadays, they wake up, their hair's like this. And so I actually have to do their hair and put shoes on and get all the food together. I always pack lunches the night before, but getting it all together, getting it all out the door and into the RV and doing it all on time. I just forgot. I forgot to
Record the
record
Super
it
Bowl.
before we left.
I said we were going to record it and just, let's not, because we don't listen to the news. We don't watch the news.
Right.
Um,
Well, it
And I
wasn't
still
all over
haven't seen-
Facebook the next day.
have you seen? I've only seen Rihanna
Yeah.
stuff. I haven't seen anything but the Super Bowl.
Yeah. I mean,
You've seen Super Bowl stuff?
Well, I saw people saying, "Yay, Chiefs! Good job winning." You know.
I didn't. I haven't seen that.
Yeah, I saw that.
I
I saw people saying that Rihanna was fat. I was like, "Y'all are idiots. She's pregnant." Like, hello.
You're following different people than I am on Facebook. But I said that we were just gonna fake it and just have a Super Bowl party just for Natalie, Lana, and myself the following weekend. But it wouldn't have worked anyway because we had crazy shows this weekend.
Yeah, but it was fine. It's we're not. It used to be way into football back
We
when
both.
we had.
We both.
Yeah, back when we had time to watch it and you know whatever, and then it got to be okay. Well, we can't watch it. We'll listen to it on the radio on the way to shows, and then you'd hear part of it, and then you'd miss the rest of it because you had a show, and so now we don't even. You know, so the only game we watch is Super Bowl, and these people ruined it for us. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. It was totally fine. We
No, the
had
show was
fun.
good. The show was
The
fine.
show went really well. They had a lot of fun. The sucky part was it was cold and it was pouring down rain to load in and load out. But beyond that, it was you know, there's nothing anybody can do about that. You just have to suck it up and do it.
Yeah.
But and it was just a small show, so it wasn't like we were going in and out. It was just one trip. Except for the stuff you had to go back out for.
And then
so you forgot.
This weekend we had the Mardi Gras show.
Yeah. Well, this weekend was a long weekend. Like I looked at it, I was like, man, we're gonna be exhausted. So
The Mardi Gras event, we have been working. I think it started with you.
yeah.
And usually we're in like a banquet room and they get like 350, 400 people in this room.
Mhm.
They cram it and we're sideways. So the audience is way long. And
Yeah.
It's
And they
awesome.
pack it.
It's awesome. I can put pictures on the Facebook group so you can see in the past.
But they haven't,
Because of
so then
COVID.
COVID happened and they didn't do it. And then last year, I think it was the first year back.
But we always do 2
And
shows
then-
for them, and it's usually, all day long. It's like 700 people see our 2 shows.
Right. But last year they weren't ready to be indoors yet. So they just had close-up magic for, I don't remember how long, but it was a while. So it was outdoors in February, close-up magic. It's cold. And, but whatever, it worked. So this year was the first year back indoors, but they have a new girl running it and she's still trying to figure everything out. And apparently waited a little too long to get the
banquet
venue
room
that we're normally in. So we were in a different place.
The different place is the old State Theater,
Yes, but the back of it.
but we sold out the State Theater 3 years in a row.
Yeah.
And then we're told because of embezzling and the people that were running it that
That's why they closed down.
they closed down.
Right.
So they actually put a wall on the stage. So we were performing on the stage, but where everybody's seated, that's a whole nother business now. That's how they've blocked off the place.
Yeah.
So where
So
we
you have
were
this
and
part
on the stage,
against
that's a rock climbing wall all the way around back in an L shape.
Yeah.
And then the old green room and dressing rooms are now lockers and showers.
Yeah.
And it's different.
But our little cinder block that we signed when we were at selling out the shows,
Coming out of
signed
the
it
green room.
the first year and put the date, and then we added the next years each year we were there. So there's 3 years listed on there, and Lana even signed it. It is so sweet, and I'm so glad that that's still there because everything else is completely different, totally changed. But they have the little cinder block, and it makes me happy.
And that was one of those shows that, we really felt like, all right, we have something. We have a theater show that's selling out and people are loving it.
And we can go back year after year after year, and they keep selling out and we keep doing well. And they're happy, we're happy, yeah. But
And then,
it's very sad.
but this year, instead of 350 people, 400 people, the first show, the new lady was excited. We had 55 people at the show.
But there's another thing. We also are usually at like maybe 11 o'clock and 1 o'clock shows, or maybe even 1 o'clock and 3 o'clock shows. And we did 10 o'clock and 11:30 because we already had a show booked that evening.
We had an illusion show booked that night.
We had to get up uber early because it takes about an hour and a half for us to get to Culpeper, hour and 15, something like that. And man, it was one of those nights where you're like, okay, sleep through the night, boys, sleep through the night. Didn't happen. I had to get up at 5:30 with Julian instead of being able to sleep until we had to get up. So I was up early. It sucks. But anyway, me and Julian got up uber early. And then everybody else got up 2 hours later to start getting ready and out the door. And we were out the door and doing early morning shows. And we got those 2 shows done. The second show had a lot more people. I don't remember her telling us how many, but
May have been 100.
no. But it did have a lot more people. And you couldn't really hold.
That room wouldn't hold
wouldn't-
300 no matter what you
There's
did
no
anyway.
way.
Yeah.
So, but they were good shows. The lady was really happy. She's telling us she has learned a lot, and thank you for your patience and all this jazz. And she's like, I'm going to call you in a couple weeks to get next year booked because I want to get everything in the right spots again. And I was like, okay, sounds good. And at the right times because she had to do earlier times since we already had the next show. So we did those shows, and then we went and we had to get some supplies. Luckily, we had a little bit of extra time between shows because our second show actually moved their show back later. So we went and got some food stuff for all the kids because we weren't going home. So we stopped at Walmart and then we went on up to Arlington.
Because the following day we were going to be at Hyatt Regency Resort in
Right.
Cambridge, Maryland, which was a long day. So we wanted to get the kids breakfast and we wanted to have them have packed lunches
Yeah.
for that day.
And snacks and then we had to stop and get dinner for that night. And then we went on up to Arlington, straight up to Arlington, Army Navy Country Club.
So
Which is
Natalie walks into the
beautiful.
place and she's like, I have a novel about this place.
Well, it
like a
wasn't-
murder mystery
Yeah,
or something.
like I had it. I wish I knew what it was called. It was good. I tried to. It's the first one of a series, and I tried to find the other ones. I couldn't find them. They weren't in stock. And I went back with my little Barnes and Noble.
It was a bunch of lies anyway.
But anyway,
Hmm.
at one point, the guy, he's an Army investigator, and he goes to the Army Navy Country Club, and he's in his dress blues
In Arlington, Virginia.
in Arlington, Virginia. And he's in his dress blues, and he's meeting another Army person, and she's in her dress blues, and all these, not everybody's in their dress blues, but they're dressed up nice, and a lot of people are in their Army uniforms. And I was like, it's gonna be cool. I mean, I think people look sharp in their uniforms. I think they look good, you know what I mean? And I was like, this will be fun, seeing people and, taking pictures of the audience with people dressed up in their dress blues and everything else. And not one person showed up in dress blues.
It's just a country club. Who knew?
Yep.
The lady that hired us, Natalie, I don't know what she was doing. She's taking care of the babies, doing something last minute. And the lady that hired us, she said, we're definitely having you guys back. Because they hired us for our full show. They didn't ask for discounts, didn't ask for deals, didn't hem and haw over our price.
No.
What's the biggest thing you can do for us? What can you do? You can do that. Yes.
Yep.
And then they put it on their website and put it out to their group and said, hey, look, you get a famous magician and a amazing dinner, and it's this much. I don't know, $50, $100. I don't know what they charge per plate. And they sold out within 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And they said there was a waiting list.
Which is awesome. That makes you feel good, doesn't it?
30 minutes sell out?
Yeah.
And how many people do you think was in that room? 300?
At least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they made money on us.
They did, which is totally fine.
I don't care. I don't care.
We got.
Let's do it every
asked for.
weekend.
Yeah.
Let's do it every weekend. We
We
don't
got
care.
what we asked for. We're happy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
And as we're setting up, because they paid for it, it's not a fundraising type show.
Right.
They didn't want an intermission.
Right.
We left all of our merchandise in the car.
Yeah.
And the guy that runs the Army Navy had seen us at the Arlington
Arlington
Draft House.
Mhm.
And he said, where's your merch at? I got a table outside for you for your merch stuff.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
We're allowed to sell here? Okay. And
Yeah.
I'd already parked the RV in the trailer
Way down.
7 football fields away.
But we went and got it anyway.
Heck yeah,
Yeah.
just to get some extra sales.
Yeah.
So, and we got
Yeah.
a couple extra Patreon people too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's a beautiful location. It's a beautiful room. Lana was just over the moon looking at all their chandeliers. She thought they were so pretty.
I don't know what it
Oh!
was with her chandeliers that
I
night.
don't know.
She
but
was
she loved them.
she has like 12 pictures on her cell phone of
Yeah.
just the different chandeliers.
Yeah, she really likes them. And on top of that, they gave the kids, Willow, the boys, and Lana, except she had to come with us during the show. So during load in and load out, she was hanging out. Like, we were like, do you have like a little room or somewhere we can put the kids? Or do we need to just leave them on the RV? He was like, no, we can get a room for you. I was like, that's great. We don't need anything big. Like, broom closet size will suffice. Don't,
They have an
whatever.
iPad, they have toys, they really don't need anything but a place to sit.
Holy night, they got them this huge, huge room all to themselves. It was awesome. It was great because the boys could just run, and it was empty except they put one table and some chairs in there for them to sit down, which was great because they could eat dinner. But beyond that, it was open, and the boys were just running themselves ragged, which is good. And yeah, they were amazing.
That room was huge.
Were so sweet to us. They were offering us dinner, which we didn't think, nobody ever offers us dinner. So we had already gotten our dinner. And they're just really sweet, like letting us sell stuff.
We also don't like to mooch. We don't.
Yeah.
You're paying us to be there. I
Yeah,
feel weird
we're not
eating.
gonna ask for part of the buffet.
Now, some churches that we work like demand us eat with them. They want that fellowship. They want us to hang with them.
Yeah,
I get
And
that.
If
I
we
get
can,
that.
and we don't have to rush to another show, we will. But
But sometimes corporate parties, they'll just bring you a dish into the back room and like they'll make you a plate and just give it to you. But you're like staff. They're providing like a staff meal. It's not the same.
Right. This was
place,
come look at the buffet that we're offering everybody who's paying $50 a meal for it, a plate for it,
or whatever they were
whatever
paying.
it
We
was,
don't even know what
and
they're paying.
come get dinner for everybody. And we're like, wow, wow, that is really sweet. Thank you, but we already ate.
Yeah.
We already got our Chick-fil-A. So
We gotta eat right.
yeah.
But
So,
so Natalie has a beef with country clubs, and we didn't think this was a normal country club. We thought this was the Dress Blue place. We thought it was only
Yeah.
for military, and the lady's like, no, it's about 70% civilians. So
who knew?
yeah,
Army Navy Country Club. I thought it was for the Army Navy people.
dude, one of the things, I don't know if you saw it, and I felt like I was in a movie, but he had like so when my dad played golf, you either rented your cart to carry your bags in,
Uh-huh.
or you drug your bag behind you on wheels.
They had a
That's what I'm saying. I felt like I was in a movie. Dude had a remote control bag wheeler. It was like
it was going in front of him, and he was riding in his golf cart. You see that
I
guy?
saw the guy walking and just
Oh no. There was a guy, one guy was driving, the other guy was sitting the passenger in the golf cart, and the passenger guy was just roaming his little golf caddy thingy in front of him.
I haven't seen that before.
Yeah, I know, right? Me
So
neither.
what is it called? Like a Segway? It's like the golf cart bag was on a Segway, and you had a remote control key fob, and you could just make it go left, right, up, down.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Futuristic, dude.
Yeah.
I wonder if all
Yeah.
golf clubs have that, or if that's just something with the.
I don't know.
But
Anyway,
Natalie has a beef. I have a beef with country clubs. I don't even know if we talked about it on the other podcast. We did an Easter show, and the guy like grabbed me and said, "Where have you been?" You remember that the Easter show? I don't even remember when it was.
why did he say where have you been?
Because we were trying to park, and we got there, and the guy last year was late, and it made him look, but we were on time. And I'm like, "No, sir, this is the arrival time. The show's at this time." "Well, you're not going to be ready on time." "Sir, it takes me 3 minutes. If you'd stop talking to me, we'd already be set up."
Yeah,
You don't remember that day.
I don't remember. I guess I blocked that out.
Some other entertainer was there the year before, and they were late, made it look bad. So that's why he hired us that year. And he did not think we could get our show set up in 15 minutes. And I'm like, "Yes, sir, it's almost set up. If you just let me go, and I was on time, but the
Yeah.
guy was just on edge. He didn't offer us food. He didn't. I mean, they make
No,
you come
country
in through the
club, yeah.
basement. They
Yeah.
make you, and that was part of his problem too. I couldn't park at the front door and unload right into the room.
Right, we're right next. Like, can we just park here for 5 minutes, unload the car, and move? No.
I don't want our
Out of
customers
sight,
seeing.
out of mind. You've got to go down the alley, around the corner, and 2 golf courses away, and wheel it all yourself, and take a half hour just to bring the show in. And then you got to set it up, because you got to go through the annals of the darn country club and go through. It's ridiculous. It is just ridiculous.
But
The hoops you have to jump through and everything else. It's ridiculous.
things are changing because
Yeah.
this guy was
This
awesome.
place is great, and a lot of times in country clubs you can. Maybe I shouldn't. Never mind. I'm not gonna say anything.
She doesn't like country clubs.
No,
But-
it's just. Well, I mean, if you're not treated nicely, why would you like the place?
Right.
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
If they're looking down on you and not speaking to you kindly, not treating you nice, and then the members that are there are just hoity-toity and not acting nice towards you either, who would enjoy that? Who would like that? Everybody likes to have just a tiny bit of respect thrown their way.
But maybe things are
So,
changing.
But yeah,
But
this
maybe
place-
things are changing.
this
No,
place is
listen.
great.
But since Penn Teller, since our own television show, since the podcast is doing so good,
Yeah,
maybe things are changing and people look at us as celebrities now instead of entertainment for the kids.
maybe.
Or
But
maybe this place is just nice. You don't
maybe
know.
this place, maybe this place is just nice, and the other places that we've been, maybe they would treat us better now, or maybe they wouldn't. I really don't care to find out. Quite frankly,
You pay me in there. I don't care who you are. I'll work.
that's I'm the one that has to deal with all of that.
Yeah, well, and we have had shows
But
where
it's
we
cool.
just, and I remember just sitting there on stage, 400 shows a year, things happen. But I remember just 45 minutes and we get that paycheck and we never have to see him again.
Yeah,
You just,
yeah. Those are few and far between, but there have been a couple where you just like get through it and get out.
yeah.
But I think every job has those moments where it's not fun. But luckily, that's 99.9% of our shows are fun.
But-
And this one was awesome. These people were great. There was only one incident where I was like, there's some country club attitude. But that was just one little thing, and it was fine. It was fine.
But you've seen me at those shows where
And
I'm
it
just,
wasn't anybody that worked there. I just wanted to say that. It wasn't anybody that worked there. Just putting that out there.
Say it. I know what it is. Say it.
Is it okay?
Go
I
for
don't
it.
mind.
Go for it.
Okay. So the only thing that happened that was country club-ish, where it seems like they're entitled, I guess, is I had a blanket over my selling table so that nobody would touch anything or take anything during the show. And okay, show's over, final bow, give the kids back, grab what I need to grab, and run out to the selling table. By the time I get there, I don't know who did it. Who has the authority to take that blanket off? I would never, if somebody had a blanket over top of their selling stuff, I would never touch it. It was gone, thrown off to the side, and every single kid that was up front had something in their hands. And I'm looking, going, I hope nothing's taken. Now, most of the stuff is empty boxes because I take stuff out. But there are a couple things that you just can't take out because it's, wrapped in plastic or whatever. Or there's no like display for it. So I just had to be like, okay, everybody put everything back on the table, please. Put it all back on the table. And that's how selling started.
That's how it started.
Put that stuff down.
But that's how it started. Everybody bought stuff. We sold great. Everybody was great.
And that was the only little thing. And it didn't, nothing turned out bad. Everybody put it down. Nobody was mad that I asked them to put it back on the table. I think it was just one of those things where, I want this one. I don't want anybody else to have it. Because maybe they think it's the only one I have.
Right.
Or something.
Or they saw that kid pick it up, so I'm going to pick this up.
Right. Whatever.
Honey, and
it is what it
kids.
is. But you don't take the blanket off. Somebody took the blanket off.
It's all right.
But anyway, that is the only like country club-esque thing that happens there.
We also have
Which
it at
wasn't
resorts.
that
And
bad.
we love resorts, but we've had it at our resort where people have actually, I know I'm an owner. It's okay. And they'll open up her crates and go through her stuff.
Go through my crates of, yes, that's ridiculous.
And then, no, ma'am, it's okay. I'm an owner here.
Like,
you're a timeshare owner. You don't own the building. You don't own our stuff.
You don't know. This is my stuff. You don't own this. Move. Get out.
So
like we've had to rope off our selling area at some resorts because people will just walk up and start rummaging through my stuff. And I'm like, that is not yours. Like,
I feel like we're ending on a bad note.
Anyway, moving on. We had a great show at the country club. It was a really cool, I really like the Army Navy Country Club. I'm really excited to go back. It was a really fun experience.
Dude, it was beautiful. They took care of us. We had snafu with our sound system.
Yeah.
That
that
my cordless set was interfering with their walkie-talkies alarm system.
Right.
Like it's on the same radio frequency. Right. And I told the guy, and he's like, "That's the first I heard of that one." One of the managers, and I'm like, "Dude, I'm not lying. I'm telling you. Here's the radio frequencies here. When I turn it on, it." Psst. He's like, "That's okay. We'll just use our in-house sound system." Luckily, I was able to do my projector and my screen and play my video and my show music.
Right.
So I only needed amplification for my voice. They had a lapel mic in their in-house speakers. It was flawless. It was beautiful. And I hated the fact that my sound system didn't work at their location. But other than that.
But it the only thing that, it was just the mics didn't work. Everything else worked.
Yeah. No, but that was I thought that was a huge snafu because it was a big room. I need a mic.
Right. So, but so that show went well. And then we had to wrap it up, pack it up. And we left about 10 o'clock and had to drive up to Cambridge, Maryland for Hyatt. And so normally Hyatt does close-up magic for a couple hours in the evening one day. And then we do a show the afternoon of the next. Well, they waited to book and they wanted President's Day weekend. And we already had Saturday completely booked. So they put everything together on Sunday. So we did close-up magic from 12 to 2. And then we did our magic show at 6 o'clock because they didn't want to wait and do magic show on Monday because I guess everybody's checking out and going home because that's the end of the 3-day week or whatever, 3 weekend. So we always get a hotel room over there. And so I told the guy, I said, okay, so we have shows on Saturday. So we will be late, but we still need the room Saturday night, the 18th. We need the room on the 18th. We will be there. Don't give our room away. We will be there on the 18th. I need a room.
But we'll be late.
But we'll be late. I just told him it's late arrival because I didn't want them thinking, midnight, not here. Someone came in, let's give away their room because they're not here. We will be there. We're just going to be late. So we get there and we don't have a room. They booked us a room for the 19th. We're not gonna stay on the 19th.
She told them we'd be there after midnight. So their calendar says
I said the
19th.
I said the night of the 18th. I needed the 18th. But anyway.
But I see the mistake. I'm outside because she did the negotiation. I do see the mistake.
And so we were like, you don't have anything? And I'm like, we're completely sold out. Your room is for tomorrow night. I'm like, well, we're not gonna be here tomorrow night. I need a room tonight. Thank God we have an RV, because could you imagine sleeping in my car?
No. Well,
Right.
I mean, there's a hotel across the street, but that comes out of our money we make.
And what if they were completely booked?
Well, then we have to go further down the street. Are we? Yeah.
Right. So
But anyway, we
slept
pulled
in the
over in the
RV.
parking lot, slept in the RV. It was absolutely fine, but it's one of those things you have to wrap your head around.
Right.
We're not using it on an RV. It's like sleeping in a car to us because it's just transportation.
Right.
Even though it's a 2019
Right.
RV, it's really nice, bells and whistles, everything.
And my mind immediately went to, okay, we have the bed in the back. Me, Wes, and the boys will just all cram into that. Man, we got to figure out how to put that table down. And then it clicked. Wait, no, we don't. We have bunk beds. They'll sleep in the bunk beds.
Yeah.
So the girls slept in their bunk beds, and the boys and me and Wes slept in the bed in the back. And the boys actually slept better than they do in the hotel.
Yeah.
So that was nice. It wasn't a great night's sleep because, every time somebody turns or moves, I wake up.
And then we're in a parking lot, so people are coming and going all night long.
Going.
You hear the
But
birds. We're next to the
animals-
bay, so you hear the seagulls in the
Yeah.
morning.
And our birds are cooing. Everybody else can sleep through it, but it wakes me up. And cars going back and forth, but there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
Lana turns her waves on, but her phone, she didn't plug it in. So her phone died halfway through the night. So by the time the morning birds were singing, it wasn't drowned out by waves. So
Then I did 2 hours of close-up magic. Then we did
Yes.
our illusion show. And while the video is playing at our illusion show,
oh yes.
Penn and Teller are getting ready to say, hey, you fooled us, yay! And then it goes to, ladies and gentlemen, Wes Iseli, magician, drum roll, Wes Iseli! And then I'll walk out on stage. Well, as Penn and Teller saying, you fooled us, Natalie pushes pause and says, there's a guy here that says you need to move your RV and trailer from the loading dock on a Sunday night. Who's making deliveries on a Sunday night? I've never had. What?
Right.
Dude, are you sure? He's like, yeah.
We've always left our
RV at the loading
there.
dock.
Yeah. Yeah. We've
So
always
anyway,
left it there.
I tell
Never
the
put that
audience,
in a
hey guys, I don't know. I've been here since 2013. I work about 12 times a year. I've never had to move it. I'll be back.
And I had to go with him because he needed help backing up and
The
getting
RV.
out. Yeah.
Anyway, it was a linen truck. And for some reason, the linen truck, the Virginia linen truck to wash the sheets and towels and blankets and pillows, they can't use both bays. They can only use one bay door. I don't know why, but that's what he says. He can only use the one bay.
We just switched.
Yeah. So I just backed
So
up.
that
and
was
he
way
went in.
better than, because we were thinking we were gonna have to pull out and go all the way to the end of their parking lot and walk all the way back, but we just switched spots, which was much better.
Yeah.
So,
But it was really hectic.
yeah.
Then we drove home, got home like 2:00 at night. And then Monday this week, I was out of it. And I told Natalie, I said, I can't get motivated. I can't move. I'm just in a blah funk. And I
Just an
Googled it.
exhausting
I
man.
Googled it and I said, jet lag. What is the definition of jet lag? And it said like an extreme schedule, lack of sleep, always
A lot
in,
of travel.
always in travel, always on the go,
Yeah.
and the unknowing of travel. And it was like,
Yeah.
that pretty much sums up our weekend. I think I was jet lagged yesterday. I just
Yeah.
couldn't wrap my head around anything.
I was tired yesterday too.
Yeah.
You took it to a new level.
Well, I took a nap. What did new level? I took a nap,
You
right?
were a little boy tired. You were,
Cranky?
yes, we can say that.
Yeah, well, let's just say that 'cause we're running out of time. We can't go delve deeper. But yeah, I took a nap, dude. I don't know. But I got no office work done.
I
got
didn't get
nothing
to take a
else done.
nap. I'm just putting that out there.
She
No
doesn't work
nap.
as hard as me. Anyway,
Apparently, I work harder because I didn't have time for a nap.
I took a little nap.
Yeah,
took a little nappy
A little. It's like 4 hours. But anyway, moving on.
I was tired.
Wrap it up.
Guys, we have an illusion show this Friday night. We have 2 illusion shows on Saturday, which may or may not be open to the public.
I don't have to look.
Check out wesisley.com, you'll know. And then we have another illusion show the following Friday.
March 3rd.
So we have a lot of big shows coming up. Check wesisley.com for all of that. Check out our Patreon. We have so many new things happening, so many new people joining. If you just joined recently, thank you very much. If you've been a member for a while now, thank you guys very much. We're working really hard to keep that something special. We're running out of time. Only one more thing left to say. See you next week.
Check us out online at wesisley.com and patreon.com/Wes_Isley for behind-the-scenes videos, blooper videos, never-before-seen footage, discounts on merchandise, magic trick tutorials, and more. That's Wes Iseli, spelled Wesiseli.